Manga Jin, Japanese comics and more. Recommended reading. Manga Jin, Manga Jin, Manga Jin. Warning: politeness levels. Using Japanese in the real world without some awareness of politeness levels can have an adverse effect. We label every sentence for your safety. Pronunciation guide and apology for the translation. Features, titles in translation. What happens to the titles of American movies, popular songs and books when they go to Japan by Schilling, Mark. Sushi Primer, a little bit about the popular food with illustrations from Dai Tokyo. Binbo Sekatsu Manyaru by Tsukasa Maekawa. Departments. Q&A. Manga Jin answers questions from readers. Classified ads. Magazine seeks classified ads. Basic Japanese. Yoroshiku. For this lesson on Yoroshiku, onegai shimasu. Vocabulary summary. Words appearing in this issue of Manga Jin. Coming up in the next issue of Manga Jin. Manga Tanaka-kun, The Salaryman Anti-Hero by Hiroshi Tanaka. Asari-kun, so Nishimura's manga character is simply Asari. Theater Appare, political cartoon by Yoshi Goda. What's Michael? Discover the true meaning of kawaii. Feature-length manga, Hotel Part 1. From Shotaro Ishinomori, The Man Who Gave the World Japan Inc., the story of a young businessman on his first assignment in Tokyo. Book reviews, Manga, The World of Japanese Comics by Frederick L. Schlott. Read Japanese Today by Len Walsh. Making Out Japanese by Todd and Erica Gears. 2 reference books on written Japanese. A Guide to Reading and Writing Japanese, edited by Florence Sakade. Kanji and Kana by Nahada Mitsuki and Spawn. Tiny writing. I've had to lower it to fit it in. Manga Jin. Editor, publisher, that guy, advisors there. I should just read the Japanese names, I suppose. Masako O. Douglas, Maki Murahashi, Sutomu Orishi, Hiro Mochi Moteki, Kazuko Ashizawa, Kiyoaki Kano, Yuka Ando, Seiji Horibuchi, Y Horiba. Manga Jin published 10 times a year. Sekai Shupan Kankyu Center, Tokyo. Manga Jin, Take, and so on. The Manga Jin project has been brewing for quite some time now, but when the Japanese language boom started around the end of the 80s, we decided that the time was right to put the plan into action. In order to develop the concept, we talked to a lot of people and did as much research as we could, but it was impossible to do any real quantitative research now that Manga Jin has been launched. We hope to use it as a research instrument to find out more about what type of material you want to see in this publication. When we select material for publication in Manga Jin, we consider suitability for language study. We look for a representative mix of slang and polite speech forms, and for sentence structures likely to be useful. We try to pick material which, although comic in nature, reflects popular Japanese culture and values. The final criterion, however, is whether the story has entertainment value. Because so many people seem to be interested in Japanese for business reasons, we selected a business-related story, Hotel by Shotaro Ishinomori, as our feature manga for this issue, but we're open to suggestions for future issues. There is certainly plenty to choose from in the world of manga. It's estimated that comic books and magazines accounted for more than 30% of all books and magazines published in Japan in 1988. Let us know what you'd like to see. Although preferences vary, most people agree that manga are one of the few ways that students of Japanese can access real colloquial Japanese and get a glimpse of contemporary Japanese pop culture. Because we provide the readings for the Japanese text in English letters along with translations and notes, you won't have to spend so much time flipping through the kanji dictionary that you lose interest in that story. I hope you find your own method of using and enjoying Mangajin. Please let us hear from you. Japan Travel Service. Warning, some people say there are few cuss words in Japanese because it's possible to be just as offensive by using a lower politeness level. The politeness levels found in Japanese frequently have no counterpart in English. This can cause problems for translators. The words suru and shimasu would both be rendered simply as do in English, but in Japanese there is a very clear distinction between the politeness levels of these two words. In a more extreme case, shiagaru would also be translated simply as do in English, but in Japanese this word is openly offensive. Learning Japanese from manga is a good way to get a feel for these politeness levels. You see words used in the context of a social setting. The danger in picking up Japanese is that even though most Japanese people appreciate the fact that you are interested in learning their language and will give you slack as a beginner, misused politeness levels can be pretty grating on the Japanese ear, even if they do not reach the point of being truly offensive. How can I be safe? Politeness level 3 can be used in almost any situation. Although it might not be completely natural in a very formal situation, it will not cause offence. If you want to be safe, use PL2 only with friends and avoid PL1 altogether. These levels are only approximations. PL4, politeness level 4, very polite. Typically uses special honorific or humble words such as nasaimasu or itashimasu. Politeness level 3, ordinary polite, typified by the verb des or the mass ending on other verbs. PL2, plain abrupt, for information, informal conversations with peers. Dictionary form of verbs, adjectives without des. Politeness level 1, rude, condescending, typified by special words or verb endings, usually not obscene in the Western sense of the word, but equally insulting. To simplify matters, we use the word politeness, although there are actually several dimensions involved, while the level of respect or lack of it for the person spoken to or spoken about can determine which words are used. Verb forms are determined largely by the formality of the situation. Thus, it is difficult to label the verb irasharu informal form of an honorific verb using this simple 4-level system. In such cases, we sometimes use combined tags such as PL3-4. Rather than trying to develop an elaborate system which might be so confusing as to actually defeat the purpose, we feel that this system, even with its compromises, is the best way to save our readers from embarrassing situations. Pronunciation guide. This is only a guide. Don't try to learn Japanese pronunciation on your own. Get help from a qualified instructor. Pronunciation is probably one of the easier aspects of Japanese. Vowel sounds don't vary as they do in English, while English uses the 5 letters A, E, I, O, U to make 20 or so vowel sounds. In Japanese there are 5 vowels and 5 vowel sounds. The pronunciation is always constant. There are only a few sounds in the entire phonetic system which will be completely new to the speaker of English. The 5 vowels in Japanese are written A, I, U, E, O in Romaji English letters. This is also the order in which they appear in the Japanese kana alphabet. They are pronounced ah like the ah in father or haha, e like the e in macaroni, u like the u in Zulu, like the in get or extra, o like the o in solo. The length of time that a vowel sound is held or sustained makes it long or short in Japanese. Don't confuse this with what are called long or short vowels in English. The long vowel in Japanese has exactly the same pronunciation as the short vowel, but it's held for twice as long. Long vowels are designed or designated by a dash over the vowel, domo, okasan, or by repeating the vowel, imasu. Yeah, that stupid fucking Romaji O. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. The vowels I and U are sometimes not fully sounded in the verb des or the verb ending mashita. This varies between individual speakers, and there are no fixed rules. Japanese consonant sounds are pretty close to those of English. The notable exception is the R sound, which is like an L and R, winding up close to the D sound. What if you say the name Eddie, touch the tip of your tongue lightly or between upper front teeth, you have a approximation of the word. Eli, collar. Doubled consonants are pronounced by pausing just slightly after the sound is formed and then almost spitting out the rest of the word. Although this phenomenon does not really occur in English, it's somewhat similar to the K sound in the word bookkeeper. The un sound, when it is not attached to a vowel, as in nani nu ne no, un is like a syllable in itself, and as such it receives full beat. When un is followed by a vowel to which it is not attached, we mark it with an apostrophe. Note the difference between the word for no smoking, kinen, actually 4 syllables, kinen, and the word anniversary, kinen, 3 syllables, kinen. The distinctive sound of spoken Japanese is partly due to the even stress of accent given to each syllable. This is one reason why pronunciation Japanese is relatively easily. Although changes of pitch do occur in Japanese, in most cases these are not essential to the meaning. Beginners, especially Americans, are probably better off to try for flat, even intonation, rising pitch for questions, stressing words for emphasis are much the same as in English. Apology from the translators. Since most of the people who read Manga Jin are interested in the Japanese language, we strive to reflect the nature of the original Japanese in our translations, sometimes at the expense of smooth, natural-sounding English. We ask that you please give us your honourable acceptance of this fact. As for the silly O thing, where has it gone? I don't know where it's gone. Domo, there it is. Long vowels are designated by a dash over the vowel. They don't mention that they use both the O with the dash for OO and OU. So because of their silly little dash, the idiot, whoever it was, who decided, instead of just putting OU or OO, let's put a little dash for both of them. So when you do actually know how to pronounce these things properly, you don't know whether it's going to be dumo, so we dumo, or domo. It's domo, I remember that, domo. But if you don't know that's a U, you're going to say dumo. Or this one. What's that? I don't know what that is. Okasan. That's an A. This is how big it is when it's full size. Look, they stick eyes together. This is what I do. This is the thing that bugs me, really. I wouldn't mind if they just put the little line for both OO, say it was OO, and put the little line, that's fine. But like, there's 2 A's there, so a little line above the A representing 2 A's. Drawn an A, but to add it when there's a U is stupid, because you don't know how to pronounce it. I have these kanji cards, and they use this stupid shit, so as soon as I see an O, I don't know how it's pronounced. I'd have to go look it up elsewhere, see whether it's OO or OU. Very stupid. Oh, some writing there. Didn't notice that when it was so tiny.